You're listening to Ice.
Okay, all right. I've had enough of this. I'm getting off the show.
Dixon.
Absolute trash. This is, if I heard this, I'd be like, this is absolute garbage. I wouldn't even consider rating it.
Sit down and buckle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Records and Rants. My name is Ice. I had to go through that quick because I'm dying to get into this. I'm dying to get into this Dixon. But who is Dixon? Let me introduce him to you. Dixon, how are you?
Ice, you're absolutely right. We are so excited. Really, really excited. Talk about this.
Yeah,
and that was appropriate that you kind of cut out the fluff that went right down to business. So the question I have for you, is this more than you bargained for yet?
Oh my god. Always with the heaters, with the
the heaters.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
So, actually,
is this more than you bargained for? Oh, we love that song here on the show.
Oh my gosh, that is, when you heard that song, it made your millennial soul feel alive. You know, when you heard that for the first time ever on the radio.
It did. I tell you what, there's something about Fall Out Boy that's like it might be the nostalgia, but I remember just hearing that for the first time, and you know, it spoke to me. This whole song.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah, for sure.
I absolutely love Sugar We're Going Down. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh man, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And the lyrics spoke to you. Sometimes you weren't quite sure what the lyrics were.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, you know, I thought it was a loaded gun. I know you got a complex.
Yeah,
I know you got a complex. Cock it and pull it. I thought it was watching YouTube from the closet. I think YouTube when did YouTube come out? Like 2007?
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. watching YouTube from the closet. I love it.
Well, watching YouTube from, not in the closet, from the closet. Really,
from the closet.
Really make a whole lot of sense, but nonetheless. But yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you brought the song up because I actually have a deep core memory attached to this song.
Okay.
So now I don't know how many people listening, if there's any crossover of this, but Dixon, have you ever played Halo? Ever played online video games?
I have.
So I was playing Halo 2 way back in the day with my buddies, and
oh yeah, Halo 2.
Yeah,
Never played it.
Oh, it was fantastic, and we were, you know, we'd always screw around and we'd be in like party chat and just messing around, like run around the maps and stuff, you know, playing games. But there was this one girl that we just met her online, and she was actually, I'm not gonna lie, she was very attractive.
Oh my! Oh,
so it was pretty funny because all the guys, like, they were always trying to hit on her and like get her number and everything. It was embarrassing. But anyway, you know how it is when you're a teenager. But anyway, she was the one, and her name was, I can't remember. It was Sarah XOJ12 or something like that.
Guarantee there was a bunch of XOs.
Yeah. So, yeah, a bunch of XOXO. Yeah. Anyway, she sang this song. She kept singing "Sugar We're Going Down." She would sing it constantly, nonstop. And I'm like, what the hell? What are you singing? What is this? And it was right when they came out with the song, so that led me down the road to listen to Fall Out Boy. So there you go.
Really? Wow. And was this with your old crew, your old land crew?
Yeah. This is like this is back when I went to my old high school. So this was quite some time ago. But
wow, yes, that's a pretty good memory though.
It's so funny because when we were talking BTS and you're like, oh, we're gonna talk about the Fall Out Boy cover of the song. I'm like, oh my god, I have a core memory of all friggin' bands, of all friggin' bands that I have a core memory of. It's Fall Out Boy.
That's awesome. That's really funny because the one core memory I have for a very strange band was the Strokes, and they had that song 1251. And I remember being on this girl's MySpace page that I had a crush on, and her song on MySpace was 1251.
Oh my god!
And it's like, oh man, if I could just have one chance, just one chance with her, like that's so funny. But you're right, it's goofy when you're trying to grow up and make things happen, and so that was it. Yeah, like you said, we're talking about the Fall Out Boy. Now we say Fall Out Boy at this day and age. Most likely Fallout Men, the Fallout Boy cover
Yeah, we could drop the boy from this, I guess.
These guys are not that much older than we are. I didn't realize that, but
Really?
yeah, they're like approaching 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like 30s approaching 40. But so Fall Out Boy covered. They say they covered, but they sort of made their own version, a cover version of "We Didn't Start the Fire," originally by William Joel, and it's I said when I heard this, I heard it like a snippet of it the other day, and I'm like, oh, we should probably talk about this because it kind of might be worthwhile to like check it out and see what's up. Just because Fall Out Boy, like I said, it's part of our millennial soul, part of our millennial upbringing, I would say.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, but I think should we give a shout out to our girl, the Shania fan on our last video?
Oh yeah. Do you want to? do you have it up right now? Yeah, we could address her. Yeah.
I want to just before we get into the
Okay.
to the meat of this episode. We had so for those of you who don't know, we talked about Shania Twain on our previous episode. You had some on the ground reporting from the Shania Twain concert that you had attended, and the big thing is you had done some research prior to going to see Shania Twain, and basically all of TikTok is kind of talking about how Shania is kind of missing the mark lately.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have to find out our verdict. Go to that episode, link in the description or somewhere here, I'm sure. But so,
yeah, we'll put it in.
So God love this woman, Jenny Cartier, 3917. So Shania Twain superfan, and I'll tell you what, thank you, Jenny Cartier, because it sounds like she listened to the whole episode.
Yeah, no, God bless her. Every time we get comments like that, I'm like, whatever you say, it doesn't matter. I love you. That the fact that you listen to us go on for about an hour, that's some strength. Awesome. That is great. But yeah, what was she getting into?
So she made 4 comments, and the first one she corrected us because you had said she's playing the same set list every show. Jenny said no, she has been changed the set list for each tour. So it sounds like she's changing the set list.
Okay.
And this is her second comment. Shania had open throat surgery to fix her voice. Boy, that sounds awful. Open throat.
Throat. Yeah, and I heard there was something that she had to stay awake for. I think we mentioned it in the episode, but yeah.
Yes. And then her follow-up was she did a tour called Now 6 years ago. It was to promote the new album Now. This one is to promote the new album Queen of Me, which we talked about. We talked about that she's the queen of herself.
Yes.
And Jenny Carter sums it up. I've been to all of Shania tour and love each one. I love the new songs from the new album. Yes, she doesn't sound the same, but still a great show. So there you go. It's kind of what you said.
Yeah, I feel like Jenny and I probably agree on this. We could say it was a good show, but at the same time, it's not the same, and that's unfortunate because she did go through that surgery, the open throat surgery, which really graphic when you think about it, honestly. But no, I totally agree with her. She's pretty spot on here. But that's kind of cool that we had a Shania super fan here.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And we had the Taylor Swift, the Swifties, also correct us on a few things.
Oh yeah, they weren't as nice to us though.
No, they weren't. No, they call that our cis male misogyny.
our cis heteronormative male misogynist tendency.
White male.
Oh yeah, sorry. That changes everything in the mind of a lot of people. That literally does change a lot of stuff.
Oh no, for sure, absolutely.
But yeah, so thanks, Jenny.
Shout out to Jenny. Check her out. She's got some Shania Twain videos out there. But getting back to the topic at hand, so we didn't start the fire, right?
It's always burning since the world's been turning, Dixon. That's what I always say.
That's what you've always said that. You've said it since day one, and I was surprised to actually see that Billy Joel did write this song, because from what I understand, I remember reading a few years ago, he didn't write a whole lot of his own material, from what I understand. So he had actually done this, and it was a recap of 40 years since he had been alive, major events, those kind of things, and we all kind of know the song. Talks about Einstein, talks about Chubby Checker, Richard Nixon, Wheel of Fortune, and talking about AIDS, all these kind of things that happen. And at the very last, it's been noted by others that he goes through all this stuff, but once he reaches the Cola Wars, he has had absolutely enough. He cannot take any more. Literally says, "I cannot take any more." After he mentions the Cola Wars, and that's it. He's had enough. So the Cola Wars, forget everything else. But the Cola Wars really
that was the sticking point.
The sticking point was Pepsi or Coke. What do you prefer? Do you prefer Pepsi or Coke?
Coke for me.
Yeah, Coke for me too.
It's a classic. It just has a better flavor. I don't know what it is.
It does. Do you remember the Vine? Do you remember the Vine from who was the Viner? Benjamin Murphy. Remember Benjamin Murphy on Vine?
I do not. You know what? I wasn't a big Viner. I don't know what it was. Man. Yeah, but I have not heard of him. I'll look him up. But
he's kind of an underground guy, and he was known. He was verified by Vine, which was back. This was back in the day when you actually had to be like there was a verification process. But Ben Murphy had a Vine, and the caption was trying Coke for the first time, and the Vine was, "All right, I'll give it a whirl." And he, takes a swig.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Another core memory Dixon has just unlocked right here.
Really?
Okay. Does he say, okay, oh my God, I can't, you just unlocked it.
This is unbelievable.
Does he say, pretty good flavor? What the fuck is that? Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's Ben Murphy.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Shout out to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy should come on this show right now. That'd be awesome.
Ben Murphy, if you're out there, I'll put him in the thing. So if you search in his name, it'll come up. Yeah. It'll be a hit. So
Yeah, he was such an underrated viner. He had so many good. He had a lot of good finds. I remember when he got verified that he was unverified. The next day was like, I can't believe they unverified me. Those pricks or something like that. That was the only vine. So that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Coke for us for sure. But yeah, so he kind of runs everything down. I guess this is Fall Out Boy. In particular, Patrick Stump of Fall Out Boy had made a Twitter post, and he said he had thought about this song a lot, and they wanted to do their own version, which is 1989 to 2023.
So he essentially picked up where Billy Joel left off.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. He and it's all kind of, from what I understand, Billy Joel's is more chronological than the Fall Out Boy version. Same pattern. So
I want to talk about that, but that is a big misstep by Stump here. Because
Stump.
we're gonna call him Stump. The idea that Billy Joel sat down, took all these little events and everything, and made them rhyme and also put them in chronological order. I think that shows that there's some craft to what he was doing writing this song, I guess. But when you have Stump come in, if you're going to cover a song that's a classic like this, everyone knows it, I feel like you kind of have to go in the same way, because I could have wrote this song then. If you're just, okay, yeah, I'm like, pull this out, let me pull out this event, pull this, okay, just splatter it over everything. Who cares? Who cares about the lineup? Even though we're doing something that's literally about things that happened in time, just screw it. We're just gonna throw it all over the place. But anyway, that was just my sticking point in that aspect.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, because there's a lot of these things that are a stretch, and then he tries to rhyme. Oh yeah. The idea of that Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is a notable thing that he has to include is kind of just a weird thing to me.
Yeah, it's right? I'm sorry, it's dumb. It's silly. It just sounds like, again, he just had to throw that in there because he's trying to get it to rhyme. He's like, oh, okay, well, what happened? Oh yeah, Downey Jr. Iron Man. Okay,
that's exactly what it is. And it starts off. Well, maybe it doesn't start off fairly positive, but you have more you have lighter moments in the beginning. You have Captain Planet. You got Pokemon, Tiger Woods, MySpace, Monsanto. Yeah, we get it. Everybody's anti-Monsanto.
Yeah, we get it.
Nobody had any idea that Monsanto even existed, and all of a sudden, all these celebrities, Monsanto.
Yeah, they're the worst. Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Totally understand where you're coming from. Get it. But then it's just really just kind of just negative things. Columbine and George Floyd and Afghanistan and just some really negative things. So it kind of makes you wonder: did we have a whole lot of good news the last 40 years in reality?
I don't know, because I was thinking about that reading this, and I was like, okay,
Mhm.
is old Stump here? Is he trying to go for a? Is he trying to go for a negative depiction? Is he just doing this on purpose, or were there really no good things that happened in the past, whatever, 20 or so years?
Right.
I would argue that there probably are some good things that happened. Wouldn't you say maybe just like maybe you could throw some things in there?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
We could have done cultural phenomenons like the Harlem Shake, like that was pretty big, right?
Oh yeah, that was
We
kind
could,
of cool. Yeah.
yeah, we could have talked about, you know,
Billy Joel mentions AIDS. We could talk about how. Well,
yeah,
I don't know how you fit this in, but like AIDS is basically cured. Like nobody dies from AIDS anymore.
yeah, I guess so.
Nobody dies from AIDS anymore.
Yeah.
We
No,
start.
that's oh my god, that's great. You pretty you jammed the thing in there just like Stump did with all of his lyrics here.
Yeah, Stump kind of looks like a stump. You know, I mean, he doesn't kind of a stumpy guy.
He does, you
Um,
know, yeah, he doesn't look like what I thought. I'll be honest with you.
SSRIs. That's like the medications, like anti-anxieties.
Yes, yeah,
I guess that's what
those,
that means. Yeah.
yep.
So I mean, you got LeBron James, you got Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan 23 and 45, which is kind of cool when Michael Jordan changed his number.
Hmm.
Um, you could have put something in there a little bit positive, but I guess coming to mind right now. I mean, I'm trying to think like what I would put like as a big thing that's like that pretty positive because of course they're going to want to focus on the negatives, namely, of course, somehow QAnon slipped in there.
Yeah, and not only that, Dixon, but Trump getting impeached twice follows immediately after QAnon. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. No mention of Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Oh, here I got a list of things that were not mentioned by old Stump here. We got Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, Epstein, the BLM riots. What about those? Just a few things right off the top of my head that old Stump did not mention. There's a lot of other stuff in here though. We got Brexit. We got Trump getting impeached. Not just that we elected Trump. It's Trump getting impeached. There's that. The QAnon. It almost feels like there's a little bit of a slant to this writing here.
It does feel like there's a slant. There's and they talk about Obama, which Obama, that was a major deal. Of course, that's
Of
huge.
course, yeah, that was big.
You would think Joe Biden with 81 million votes, the most popular president in history, would make this list, but I guess not.
I guess weird. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, Kamala being who she is and what she does missed the list as well.
Yeah.
YouTube killed MTV. I think MTV kind of died on its own when they focused on other things. It was over.
Yeah, no, I made a note on that too. I'm like, YouTube killed them. That what? No one says that. I don't think I've ever heard that in my life. MTV killed MTV essentially.
Yeah, that's spot on for sure. Yeah, but you're right. There is this slant that seems to obviously Stump being who he is, I think is in growing up in our generation, he's an eco warrior, environmentally friendly. We've kind of had the idea, maybe it was not first introduced, but we kind of grew up in that doomsday when it first started, that if we don't change what's happening with global warming in the environment right now, it's not going to last like 20 years. I think we're pretty close. We might even be over the line of when Al Gore predicted when the world would end.
I'm pretty sure we're over by like 10 years now.
Well, we just made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he say the world was going to be flooded?
Yeah, the world's going to be flooded. There was a few different things that were going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it was like, it might have been like 20. Because when did Inconvenient Truth come out? Like 2004? 2004, 2006?
I think so. We'll look it up quick. But I'm pretty sure 2006 is when it came out.
Okay, I think he gave us 20 years, so maybe we haven't made it yet. But
okay. Yeah,
I think maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Is the ocean on our doorstep yet, or I don't know.
Getting closer by the minute. It sounds like.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
Yeah, but it seems like these are like there's like really niche items. Like the Golden State Killer was captured. The guy that they wrote that book.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the book, but it was Patton Oswalt's deceased wife wrote the book, and he finished it or published it, and that led to this guy being captured. He ended up being a cop and was actually a mechanic for the last 30 years. Of course, you have to mention Kanye West and Taylor Swift, one of the most iconic moments of all time, right?
Yeah. But throw that in there.
Why not?
Yeah.
Meghan Markle, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any other lyrical items you want to point out? Because you can go on and on with this. Basically, like we said, they kind of just shove some of this stuff in here and try to make it sound good.
It just seems like all the stuff on the right is bad, which I'm not taking a stance on whether or not it is, but there's a lot of stuff that he left out that, like I said, with the Clintons and the riots and everything that happened, there's all that kind of stuff. But that was completely left out, and those things were huge in our lifetime. I mean, what about Monica Lewinsky? That was a huge thing too.
That's huge. You're right. Absolutely.
Did that happen in the 90s?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was like that's why Clinton got impeached. That they didn't mention.
That was a massive thing. And you know what? If I really sat down, I could probably pick out about many more incidents that happened in the past 20 or so years that would fit better into this, would be more impactful, that people knew more about. We didn't even mention COVID. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
there's no COVID.
Nothing about that. They didn't say lockdowns. They didn't say pandemic. Not like you could have tossed that in there, Stump. I don't know. It's true.
Just he talks about Tiger King, but that's his only allusion to the pandemic.
Right. Yeah. Because Tiger King got like super popular in it, but
that was it.
But yeah, just looking at this, you're writing it for essentially kind of like for millennials, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like I relate to it. I lived through this stuff, but I feel like if you went back, you could have pulled out a lot more impactful things instead of essentially just trying to like shit on Trump, which you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are kind of the centerpieces because you're right. There's other things you could throw in there, like you said about COVID and everything else. I thought it was pretty interesting about the what I just left off. Okay, here it is. Another niche. Tom DeLonge and Aliens.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, I guess evidently he's into aliens, but like, and they talk about this is where I was going with this because another '90s moment. Avatar. He didn't mention Titanic or like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was from the '90s to early 2000s. Anywhere you went, Leonardo DiCaprio was in something. He was around somewhere, as opposed to Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it's kind of the more you get into this. And I don't mean to interrupt you if you have more to point out, but I just want to say the more you look into this, it's like, dude, me and you just sat down here and talked for what, like almost 35 minutes, and we just figured out like 10 things that he could have threw in there and pulled some of this crap out.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, it is what it is.
I guess.
Yeah, World Trade's second plane. Yeah, okay, we get it. 9/11, whatever.
Yeah, death, destruction. Okay, we got it.
And I thought it was interesting too. Our one of our friend of the show from one of our earliest episodes, maybe our first episode ever, Colin Kaepernick made the list as well.
Yep, I saw that. Of course he did. I was looking for that one as I was listening. I'm like, okay, Kaepernick's got to come up at some point.
At some point, Kaepernick, most favoring the later half of this 40 years or whatever that's covering, with some of these events.
How many years are we covering? What is it?
89 to 2023.
Okay.
So what? 99, 2009,
34 years.
34 years.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, I mean that's it. It's interesting, and I will say, let's just say this about the music.
Yeah,
I think the chorus, "We Didn't Start the Fire," the background, everything else sounds pretty good. It's got pretty good energy. When I listened to it about 6 or 7 times to kind of catch everything.
Yeah.
But it sounds pretty good musically, production wise.
No, absolutely. And I was looking around, and a lot of people are dumping on this. The one, if you look around, a lot of people are saying it's written horribly, It's not chronological.
Right.
It's picking out like ridiculous stuff. Like I think who was that bald guy that reviews? I should probably know this, but anyway, he the first the first thing he said, he's like, Captain Planet. Who watches Captain Planet? And they're starting off this thing with Captain Planet.
Yeah,
they could have chose anything because they're not going in chronological order. But I don't know. That was an interesting. But where was I going with this?
Point that you start with Captain
yeah,
Planet.
Captain Planet of all things. But yeah, I forget what I was saying, but I guess overall, oh yeah. Musically, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, musically, this song it definitely works for me. I like the Fall Out Boy energy that it kind of has that punk, kind of heavy hitting, like the electric guitars are going and stuff. Whereas you listen to Billy Joel's, it's got the, the 80s like tape drums and
right
synths and everything, which I like too.
Yeah.
But this definitely modernized it, and I think this is the one good thing that they did with this.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you got to give them a little bit of credit because they kind of still sound they sounds the same. It sounds like they picked up in 2004 and wrote this song. I mean, it sounds just to me like the Fall Out Boy of our youth. I was looking into Fall Out Boy, and there's some pretty interesting stuff. Because I had heard, Fall Out Boy has been around. They've had some recent stuff.
Yeah.
Saturday Night, Centuries. These songs, like you hear on commercials and stuff. But so I picked this out pretty quickly. The band's sixth studio album, American Beauty, American Psycho, 2015, peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and spawned the top 10 hit Centuries and the single Uma Thurman, which reached number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100. The Hot 100. The follow-up was a remix album, which you guessed it was called Make America Psycho Again, right?
Didn't see that coming.
No, but the band's 7th studio album, Mania, which was released in 2018, also peaked at number 1, making it the band's 4th number 1 album and 6th consecutive top 10 album. The Mania tour included a show at Wrigley Field, marking their first headlining stadium show. In 2018, Fall Out Boy also received their 2nd Grammy nomination for Best Rock Album for Mania. So it's like they're entering like their prime. Like,
yeah.
Like they're really like, like mid-career, like getting into it. Because they took a hiatus for a minute, and now they're back in action. Stump released a solo album and had a kid and all this kind of stuff. But then they got back together. They're touring again. So I thought it was pretty interesting. From a Fall Out Boy perspective, I didn't know they were still like really kind of around or like selling albums.
Yeah, I was looking at an interview with Stump on this, and he was going on about that. He was saying that they were still kind of in the limelight a little bit, and that when Wrigley Field, and they were really excited about it and all that stuff. And for the record, I don't hate Fall Out Boy. I
like Fall Out Boy too.
Yeah, I listened to them a lot, especially when I was younger. But and like you're saying, they're in their prime, but then this song, for me at least, I don't know how you feel about it overall, but it just ain't it. I feel like they could have done such a better job with this entire thing. It's almost like they're disconnected. It's like someone who didn't live through this time just like looked up some events and just said, okay, yeah, people love this stuff, and then it turns out it's just all negative.
Yes, that's a really good point. Yeah, that's a good point too. And I think, it goes back to the fact that Billy Joel has this song. Billy Joel hates this song, "We'd Start the Fire." He absolutely despises that song. Says it's the worst thing he's ever written. Doesn't play it live, which is saying a lot because Billy Joel is one of those artists you can go any given night to Madison Square Garden and then go the next night and know both set lists if he played 2 different things because he's got such a vast catalog.
Yeah,
and for him to not like this song, for him to like this is kind of shitty. Says a lot, I think. And I think Billy Joel even realizes, like, hey, I'm just kind of putting stuff together and I'm kind of making it sound good. Whereas Fall Out Boy, my perspective on this Fall Out Boy thing is like, hey, we're making a statement,
Yes. Oh my God, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of this protest anthem for the new generation, which every generation has that. I mean, they did it in the '90s. It Rage Against the Machine, and the early 2000s with this genre was the anti-popular kids and whatever. So every generation kind of does this. But here's Fall Out Boy making this happen. Maybe they could have done it like a little bit better lyrically, at least.
Yeah, I would say so. And again, that's what a lot of people are saying, that they just, some people are a little more harsh than others, but saying that they severely missed the mark on conclusion of this.
Wow.
And like I said, if you're going to do this,
Mhm.
you're gonna take this song. I feel like you have to do it right. Is this one of my favorite songs? No, I was never really a huge fan of We Didn't Start the Fire, to be honest with you, in the first place.
Right.
I understand why Billy Joel hates it. It's probably really annoying to sing in the first place. I think he said, I was looking up an interview and he said he forgets a lot of the lyrics sometimes anyway. But yeah, it's just like, okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna revive a song. It's like, well, just I don't know. You really gotta get in there. Like I said, it's like detached. It's kind of confusing to me that they went ahead and did this. Like Iceland volcano. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Like,
what does it even mean?
Cambridge Analytica. I don't know.
See, that sounds familiar to me, but I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Bobbit. I don't know what that is.
Bobbit is the woman. She cut off her man's pee-pee because she was cheating on her or something like that. Or
okay.
Yeah, something like that. And that was like
that's dark.
That was like a thing. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is pretty dark. I'm thinking if you're going maiming like that one, the ice skater that hit the other ice skater in the kneecap, broke her leg or something. There was a whole thing on that. Yeah. I think I would have mentioned that. Or like what I would have thought too is like, these guys are baseball fans, Chicago baseball fans, obviously. Mm-hmm. They mentioned Chicago. They don't mention the Red Sox. That was a 100-year streak that they broke. Barry Bonds, like Mark McGwire, all these guys that just absolutely juiced up, like totally. Yeah, like that would have been worthwhile, I think, mentioning just from like a sports perspective.
Absolutely, everyone knew McGwire, and then breaking that 100-year. Like
you're going sports.
Yeah, you could do that. What about Tom Brady? Throw him in there.
That's a really good point. I mean, Tom Brady. That's huge too. If you're looking just from a sports perspective.
Yeah.
So,
but we got the Kaepernick, the failed electric grid, climate change, white rhinos going extinct. Like okay, come on, Stump. We get it. We understand. We're all shitbags. We understand. We're polluting the. We're sorry. Okay, go fly in your private plane while I sit in traffic on my way to work trying to make a buck. Stump. We get it. Okay.
That really sums the whole thing up. Is that this is a terrible society we live in.
Yeah.
Nothing we've done is worked or is right except for Captain Planet, and we should just start again.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. Like, am I to enjoy this song?
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I want to sit down. For like 30 minutes and just look at all the good stuff that happened and make a response to this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think as opposed to like Captain Planet, I think Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego would be more worthwhile. Like Ren and Stimpy. Yes. Ren and Stimpy launched a whole genre of gross out like stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think I mentioned before the film Titanic. That should have been that was like the biggest movie ever up at the time.
Yeah, ever.
And Leonardo DiCaprio until Avatar, which they mentioned Avatar, which whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess it is what it is. I mean, I think I would have taken a moment for myself too, because he talks about Black Parade, which I guess is not Good Charlotte. That other band that's like Good Charlotte.
Yes, I know. Oh my God. This song, I know exactly what you're talking about. I do love Black Parade.
That is a good song. And
My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance. Yes, exactly. So that's kind of like a cool moment that they did. They kind of talked about their own genre that these guys kind of all invented on their own. Mm-hmm. I think Nickelback would have been worthwhile mentioning, like because Nickelback is so hated universally, as we discussed on the show.
Yeah, it's like a big meme. I mean, you could easily toss it in there, and I mean, these guys are millennials themselves. How I don't know. I want to be in the writing room when they were making this.
Yeah, that would be interesting too. Because I wonder what Pete Wentz has to say about all this.
Who's that?
Pete Wentz. Isn't he the guitarist or something? Does he play the bass?
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has kind of that he had that haircut that was like half of a head, like one flap going down the one side of his face.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So Stump's calling the shots. If you don't like it, get out of the way because he's going to take you down. And here we are with the song. So what would you think as a rating? What would you give this song?
Dixon, I'm all heated up. Give me a breakdown of how I should rate this. Should we talk about like the accuracy of how well it covered things that happened, maybe the little slant that it had, the performance, like I guess factor all that stuff in, or what do you think?
That's a really good question, because essentially this is a cover. Is what they're saying. That's how they're building it. Even the songwriter is listed as Billy Joel on this. Here's another thing I forgot to mention before, and I want to mention before is
Sure.
that you're seeing a lot in music and movies and everything else that they're rehashing stuff from the 80s and 90s and bringing it up and trying to make it good again. Like Barbie, now all of a sudden Barbie is cool. Barbie, remember
Yeah, what
Barbie
the-
was like an anti like body image issues, body
Yeah.
dysmorphia. Like they were trying to ban Barbie, and now Barbie's like, okay, let's make a Barbie movie.
what the hell is that about? Like why?
Yeah, like 90% of the songs on the radio have a sample from something from the early 2000s or the 90s or the 80s.
Very true.
You're seeing a rehashing, and basically because have we run out of good ideas? And this might be a song that we could pour to we are running out of good ideas, original thoughts.
Yeah. No,
So
you might be. I think you're spot on with that.
So yeah, that could be an indication. So yeah, if you're looking at this, they're reporting on what's happened, what they want to report on.
Okay.
I think that Billy Joel, obviously, probably a New York Hamptons, left leaning Democrat. To me, his song, I really don't have a concept of where he stands based on what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know right off the bat that Fall Out Boy is trying to make a statement, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I noticed Billy Joel kind of, I feel like he had a lot of like communist stuff, like during like Cold War kind of stuff. So it's kind of interesting because it almost seems like anti-communist, but leftists are kind of like pro-communism, at least some of them now. So that was kind of an interesting shift in the times. But
that is definitely a shift. That's for sure. You're right, because we could all universally agree at one point in our lives, we all agreed that communism was bad.
We did.
And now it doesn't seem to be the case.
No, and unfortunately, it's a big thing, especially on our home platform on YouTube. There, a lot of people. A lot of tankies, they call them. See, Dixon, you have it.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You have if you're going like from far left and back, you have the tankies, then you have socialists, then you have, I guess you could say leftists, then Democrats, then you get centrists, then you go, I don't know. It's really just conservative after that, but that's kind of how it works out. Yeah, but
that's really interesting. Yeah, but so I think like they had. You consider what they reported, how they reported it. We look at the music as well, because even though it's a cover, they kind of put their own spin on it musically and production wise. I think regardless of the slant of what the statement they're trying to make or whatever it is, I think you have to consider the quality of the content and how it fits. Does it make a whole lot of sense? And how many reaches did they do to make this kind of all fit? And I think when you consider those things, in my mind, it kind of doesn't really hold up to Billy Joel's song. Not that Billy Joel's song is like an instant classic. You said it before, like, okay, whatever. I listened to it, it's okay.
Sure.
Not but in reality, it's kind of like it just doesn't sound all that great when there's certain parts of the song.
Oh.
Yeah. So musically, I think it sounds really good. I mean, to me, I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever heard. I don't think it's great. I think I would listen to anything by Nickelback or Creed over this 10 times over.
Absolutely. Especially our favorite band, Creed.
Yeah, Creed is a good band. So maybe I shouldn't even say that. Like a band that we don't like, I would listen to their stuff over again. So I think this is like probably like a 4 or a 5 in reality out of 10.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to be right with you. I was going to say a 4.6, and the only way 4.6, and the only way that I bring that up is because, whether you like it or not, Fall Out Boy, they still got it music. They really do. The vocals are there from our boy Stump, and they did a good job of mimicking the energy, and musically it's almost exactly the same, except just modernized with guitars and drums and things like that, rather than the synths that Billy Joel had going. But that's I think that's really good. I think that's the strongest part of this song. But I feel like you said, on the other hand, you have these events that happened from 89 to 2023, and I think it just doesn't encompass what our collective consciousness of the past 30 some years. I just think this doesn't, it skims the surface essentially.
Right.
I feel like there's too many things in there that they missed. I feel like there's too many things in there they included that were using that people remember.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And yeah, the way that it's structured lyrically, he does force some stuff in it, like you said, with the infamous Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man thing. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, we get it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. so yeah, I was gonna say 4.6, and I think that is. Yeah. I think it's a fair rating.
It is fair.
I would say, Stump, Fall Out Boy. If I had to tell you something, go back to the drawing board. Maybe do some more research next time. I don't know. Did you live through this time, guys? I mean, come on.
That's pretty funny. Go cover Piano Man next time you're going to do a Billy Joel cover. Get over yourself.
Yeah, come on.
That's pretty funny. Number one trending video on YouTube. Yeah, you guys missed the mark on this. Like, go try something else.
Yeah, I get it. Come on, it ain't it, guys. I'm sorry.
It's not working for you.
I don't even know. I don't know what's the number one trending. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely up there because they asked Billy what he thought about their song. I didn't read the article, but they asked him on Billboard. So that's it. So that was actually, I think this episode is one of our rare crossover episodes in the sense that the records and the rants kind of crossed over and met as one when we talked about this song.
I think those are my favorites when we start to get into the. Those are always good.
Really Maybe we should make a list of things we would put in our "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Oh my god, that'd be great. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dixon. I say we're gonna put up a poll and ask our fans what they think of the Fall Out Boy song. We're gonna gauge their reaction.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's a good question. Tell us your thoughts. Write down write down. Write down on a postcard. Send it
in cursive.
P.O. Box 69 420 Lane. Comment your thoughts about what you would include in your own version. One thing that comes to mind right now, maybe this is a little too niche. Maybe we're too millennial, but like I think NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, that is a huge thing because boy bands, at least in America, are largely gone now. That was a huge thing back in the 90s and early 2000s. I think that'd be absolutely applicable to put that in there.
Spice Girls.
Oh yeah, Spice Girls. Yep.
I mean, now with BTS and the K-pop thing, I mean that's even bigger. It's huge. They basically take over an entire social media platform and will sabotage like a hashtag. All those K-pop stands. Wild.
Yeah, I feel like K-pop people are kind of crazy. I feel like if we ever dogged on some K-pop band and like made that the title, we'd probably get attacked, like physically. I think they'd come after us. They're crazy. They're nuts.
They seriously are. I think they all only exist online. I don't think I've ever seen a K-pop like T-shirt or anything in the wild before.
Oh no.
So
maybe if you go to Korea, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean that's the way to do it. They have some weird things, but then they have that video that you used to watch those videos where they would eat.
Oh,
wouldn't you watch those?
No. You mean the mukbang?
Yeah, mukbang. Yeah. Oh no, that was our buddy. That was our old buddy. Didn't you watch mukbang all the time?
Oh my god, yeah, he did. Yeah, no, that shit honestly grosses me out. I get really.
That's pretty bad.
It's like a triggering thing for me. But yeah, our old friend. He strangely, suspiciously watched them a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it was very suspicious. Now that you mention it, that's a good point.
People you know what? I'm just gonna say it right here. I'm sorry if anyone watches this stuff, but like that's like a fetish, right? That can't be entertaining. That's some kind of something going on in your loins while you're watching that. Boy.
Yeah, there has to be something happening because I think you could say the same thing for music. If you're listening to something like this or watching it, analysis, you're really interested, or maybe it kind of gets you going in an emotional way, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
But that where it's purely physical and you're just watching somebody eat, like that kid, that gay guy that used to be skinny and
avocado.
Avocado, right?
Yeah.
Yes, avocado. Yeah, I mean he's having a total nervous breakdown. It seems like every day on his channel.
It's bizarre. That whole world of like the eating YouTubers and streamers. That is a bizarre world to me. I don't.
That is bizarre. That's for sure. And so yeah, he's on there, and I guess people are watching that. I don't know what you could possibly gain from watching a video like that, other than just cringe, like just absolute cringe.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask our old buddy.
You know what? That'd be a really good question. I won't say it.
Yeah, and interrogate him. But this was a good episode. But Dixon, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
Really quick. Your answer, because
all right.
I'm just gonna do it on the show because you're not. I haven't seen you in ages. Okay.
Oh no.
Would you be a groomsman in my wedding, Dixon?
Oh my gosh, is this legit right now?
This is real. This is live and it's real.
No, wait a minute. Before I answer, I thought we weren't doing groomsmen. Was that did something change?
I think a lot of back and forth. Okay, we finally came upon an answer, and we figured it out together, like a soon to be married couple would, without any controversy. Gosh. Okay, there was a little bit of controversy, but
of course,
a little back and forth, But,
yeah. Dixon's on the list.
Could you imagine? Oh my god, what if my fiance was like that? Oh, you're gonna invite him?
You're not gonna do your show, are you?
When are you guys gonna be done with that? Oh man.
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. I feel honored. I really do. That's from the heart. So yes, 100%. Can I get a list of who else is on there? Or,
just you. That's it.
That's it. No, your brother's not involved, right?
Oh wait, yeah, actually. No, we'll discuss BTS.
Awesome.
I don't
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is great. Like I said, I was gonna do the whole formal thing.
Oh wow!
But we could do that when you come in. But I thought this would be a cool way to do it rather than just text you, yo, hey, do you want to,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, thanks. I'm honored. Definitely 100%.
Awesome.
Well, that's actually funny that we were talking about, my fiance and I talking about that last year. We had quite a few weddings to go to, and one of my friends I went to high school with. One of the few friends I'm still friends with from high school with was getting married as well. So I hadn't known his now wife all that well. Like I maybe met her a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
And we had all had mutual friends. And I had a feeling, I think if I had to guess, she's going to put me at a table with these people that I know are going to be invited and that I can't stand. Like I can't stand them.
Yeah.
So about a week before the wedding, I called the groom and I said, yo, what's the table? What's the seating chart? And he's like, "Oh my gosh, she put you with this." I'm like, "You got to change it like immediately. You have to move me." And he's like, "Wait, hold on." So live action editing of the seating chart. So
oh my god,
it was actually pretty funny because we sat with this neutral older group, and I'd actually sat with them at a different wedding that was in that same family, and we'd kind of talked and stuff. But there were two older people that I guess were anticipated to sit there. And it turns out we took their seats. So there was this moment of confusion, like, well, aren't we supposed to sit there? And it was kind of like 3 or 4 minutes of this couple walking around, like thinking, well, where could we possibly sit now? Where do they put us now that we're not at this table that we took their seats for? But such is life.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. No, you won't have to worry about any of that at this one. But
this will be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
That's pretty funny. We can talk about this more later, but we were going back and forth, and I'm like, man, I really do want to have like a groomsman and all that stuff, but I'm like, when I get invited to a wedding, I just don't want to go sometimes. But,
yeah, no,
and it's like, and then they got to do all this stuff and everything, but
yeah.
But no, I'm excited though. It's going to be a good time. And
Well, that's great.
Dixon, of course, I would want you there.
Wow. So excited. Looking forward to it. Can hardly wait. Really looking forward to the customized Yeti cup or bow tie or lip balm. This is usually a gift.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was you know, I you know what I was thinking of doing though is I don't want to just do the whole, because you do the 2 gifts. It's like one at the rehearsal, but like one when you ask them. And
oh, really? Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's beyond.
But I figured like maybe actually get someone what they like instead of just giving them like a cigar that, you know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah. We're cutting it off. 2023.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know if anyone in my groom's party are even like smoking cigars. So I don't know. Well, I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, so
that's a really good idea, though. It's a good for you that really put some thought into this and do that. That's really nice,
Yeah,
because you see the groomsmen things, and I believe my future brother-in-law did that or did something like that. It was like a very niche, specific gift for the person. That's a lot of gift giving for G's sake. I mean, you're already paying for the damn wedding.
I know, but it's you guys got to do like the suit rental and all that stuff. It's like
that's right. I forgot. I just agreed to it.
Yeah.
A $2,000 bill. Let me get back to you on this. Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, let me stand by.
I'll text you on this.
Yeah.
And let you know.
Like the day before. Yeah, dude, I can't make it. Sorry.
Can't make it.
Got a thing going on, dude.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I forgot all about the whole damn thing. Yeah, you're right.
Well, this is what I'm saying. When you have a groups party and you build this whole thing, it's like, well, it's like, well, they gotta do stuff. But you know what? I just need you guys by my side. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you, man. I'm with you. I'm excited about it, because actually this is probably my last chance ever to be part of a bridal party, groom's party, whatever they call it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, because all my friends are married. Yeah, I think this is probably the last one.
Oh, awesome. Is it groom's party? Because every time I try to say it, I don't. It sounds wrong. Groom's party. Is it the
groomsmen?
Groomsmen? Groom party?
Yeah, grooms. I haven't heard. I don't really know what it is, but I know I've heard groomsmen before.
Yeah, groomsmen. Groomsmen are counterparts of bridesmaids.
Oh, there you go.
Or you could have grooms women too.
Oh boy, 2023. There, you put that in your song, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, where was that at?
Grooms, women, Dylan Mulvaney, bud.
Yeah.
Like, things are crazy. There you go. There's a lyric.
Oh my God,
there.
look at that right there.
Yeah, right there. Put it down. Stump. Give me your number. We'll collaborate.
Hire us, for God's sake.
Oh well.
Well, guys, that was a fantastic episode. A lot of stuff happened today.
Yeah.
But if you're still watching, if you sat through all of this, then we love you. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. What would you include in the song? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you like Fall Out Boy? Let us know in the comments below. Dixon, you have anything to say before we sign out?
No, that's it. Absolutely. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Let us know what you want to hear next. We're happy to do it.
Awesome. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.